Welcome to today's video. In this episode, we're diving into the world of numismatics as we explore the 6 most valuable and expensive United States rare dollar coins, pieces that combine history, rarity, and incredible market value to captivate collectors everywhere. Some of them can command staggering prices in today's market, turning what once circulated as everyday money into prized treasures worth thousands of dollars. First up, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing coin in United States numismatic history, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar struck at the Philadelphia Mint, with the P mint mark. This coin may appear ordinary, especially when found in very dirty or circulated condition, but the truth is that certain examples of this first-year issue can carry tremendous value, making them highly sought after in the collector's market. Whether you've inherited one, stumbled across it in pocket change, or are actively hunting, this coin has a story that deserves a closer look. The year 1979 was a turning point for U.S. coinage. The United States Mint was attempting to reduce costs by introducing a smaller dollar coin to replace the bulky Eisenhower dollar, which had circulated from 1971 through 1978. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was the nation's first circulating coin to honor a real historical woman, symbolizing progress and change during an era when the push for equality was especially significant. Philadelphia, the birthplace of American coinage, struck millions of these dollars, but not all were created equally. Certain die varieties, minting errors, and first-year releases from the Philadelphia Mint have turned what was initially seen as an unpopular coin into a remarkable collectible that holds both financial and historical significance. On the obverse, the coin features a bold portrait of Susan B. Anthony, designed by Frank Gasparo, showing her in a strong and determined profile, surrounded by 13 stars representing the original colonies. The inscription Liberty and the date 1979 anchor the design, while the tiny P mint mark can be found just above Anthony's shoulder near the edge. On the reverse side, the coin continues a patriotic theme with Gasparo's rendition of the Apollo 11 mission insignia, an American eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, a design borrowed from the Eisenhower dollar series. This combination of powerful imagery and symbolic representation makes the coin much more than a simple dollar. It is a celebration of American history, space exploration, and the fight for equality. When it comes to rarity, not all 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollars are created equally. While the Mint struck well over 360 million coins that year, the challenge comes in condition and in specific varieties. For instance, the wide rim, or near-date variety, struck early in the Philadelphia production, is far scarcer than the standard narrow rim coins. In very dirty or heavily circulated condition, these coins might appear common, but varieties like the wide rim, even when worn, still command a premium due to their scarcity. Survival of high-grade examples with full luster and clean surfaces is particularly limited, meaning collectors who find such pieces are holding something far rarer than it first appears. Collector demand for the Susan B. Anthony dollar has grown steadily over time, particularly for the first-year 1979 issues. While many dismissed the coin during its release because of its smaller size and confusion with the quarter, today's numismatists see it as a pivotal piece in modern U.S. coinage. The fact that it was the first circulating U.S. coin to honor a woman sets it apart in history. Within the broader small dollar series, which later included the Sacagawea and presidential dollars, the Susan B. Anthony dollar stands out as a symbol of experimentation, bold design, and social progress. Now let's talk about money, the part everyone waits for. In today's collector market, a standard 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar in dirty or heavily circulated condition will often trade for face value or just above, around $1 to $3. However, the wide rim variety is a completely different story. In circulated condition, These coins can fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500, depending on the level of wear. In higher grades, the price rises sharply. Mint state examples graded MS65 can bring $4,000 to $6,000, while superb gem pieces above MS67 can soar well into the hundreds, with select examples reaching over $9,000 at auction. For collectors who value proof-like surfaces or those rare coins that somehow escape circulation, the potential value climbs even higher. For those interested in collecting the 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar, the key is attention to detail. Start by looking closely at the date and rim spacing. This will help you distinguish between the narrow rim and wide rim varieties. Condition is everything in numismatics, so pay attention to luster, scratches, and wear, even in dirty coins that can be cleaned professionally. Grading services can provide authentication and help maximize resale value. The 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar represents far more than its small size might suggest. It captures a moment in U.S. history when the mint was experimenting with change, honoring a figure who embodied equality, and continuing America's proud space heritage on the reverse. Though circulated and dirty examples may not seem impressive at first glance, varieties and high-grade survivors from Philadelphia can be worth significant sums, making them both exciting to hunt and rewarding to own. Whether you're a new collector or a seasoned numismatist, this coin deserves a place in your collection. Stay tuned, because in our next video we'll be exploring another fascinating dollar coin that has shocked collectors with its unexpected value. You won't want to miss it. And secondly, we're talking about the most valuable and rare, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the Denver D mint mark. We are focusing on a specific, ultra-rare specimen that defies its humble appearance. We're pulling a true underdog from the vault, a coin so often dismissed, and yet one that holds a secret of immense value and intrigue for those with a keen eye. What makes this particular 1979 D dollar so exceptionally collectible is a dramatic and unmistakable minting error known as the wide rim, or near-date variety. On this coin, the rim on the obverse is strikingly thick and bulky, coming so close to the date that it almost appears to touch it. This is a profound departure from the normal, thinner rim seen on the hundreds of millions of other Susan B. Anthony dollars minted that year. This error was created by a misaligned or improperly adjusted die that struck the coin planchet, resulting in this prominent and highly desirable feature that immediately elevates it from common pocket change to a numismatic superstar. To understand the context of this error, we must go back to 1979, the inaugural year of the Susan B. Anthony dollar. The United States Mint was under tremendous pressure to produce a new, smaller dollar coin that would circulate widely, replacing the cumbersome Eisenhower dollar. The Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints were all operating at high capacity to meet the anticipated public demand. It was within this frenetic production environment at the Denver Mint, amidst the millions of coins being struck, that a small number of dies were not set up correctly, leading to the creation of the wide rim variety. This was a classic case of a minting mistake happening under the pressure of mass production, a fleeting error that was quickly identified and corrected, but not before a limited number entered the wild. The design of the Susan B. Anthony dollar itself was a stark departure from tradition. The obverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features a right-facing portrait of the famed suffragist Susan B. Anthony, making her the first real, non-allegorical woman to be depicted on a circulating U.S. coin. The inscriptions include Liberty at the top and the date at the bottom, with the motto "In God We Trust" to the right. It is around this date where our variety earns its premium, with that characteristically thick, heavy rim encroaching on the numbers. The reverse presents a modernistic adaptation of the Apollo 11 mission insignia, featuring an eagle landing on the moon above the Earth, symbolizing a monumental achievement in American history, surrounded by the inscriptions, United States of America, and EPLURIBUSUNUM. The rarity of the 1979 D wide rim dollar in any condition is significant, but its survival in a very dirty, circulated state is a story in itself. While the mintage for the regular 1979 D dollar was immense, estimates suggest that fewer than 50,000 of the wide rim variety were ever struck before the die was corrected. Of that already tiny number, the vast majority entered circulation, where they were subjected to wear, dirt, and general public disregard for the small dollar coin. Consequently, finding one today, even in a heavily circulated and dirty condition, is a notable challenge. Collector demand for this variety is exceptionally high, and it stands out in the Susan B. Anthony series as the undisputed key date and premier variety. For series specialists, completing a set requires the acquisition of this coin, creating a constant and competitive market. Its status is comparable to the 1909 SVDB in the Lincoln Cent series or the 1916 D in the Mercury Dime series. It is the singular coin that can make or break a collection. The dramatic and visually obvious nature of the wide rim error fuels this demand, as it requires no magnification to be appreciated, making it a must-have for both novice and advanced error collectors alike. When it comes to the current market value of this coin, the figures are staggering, especially for a modern issue in very dirty condition. A typical, heavily circulated and dirty 1979 D wide rim dollar, which would grade at the lower end of the scale such as G4 or VG8, consistently commands prices between $400 and $600 in today's market. If an example with slightly less wear but still significant dirt and surface issues can be found, values can easily approach $800 to $1,000. This is a monumental premium for a coin with a $1 face value, demonstrating that extreme rarity and collector demand can create immense value regardless of the coin's cosmetic state. For collectors hopping to find this treasure, the hunt requires a meticulous and patient approach. You must focus entirely on the rim and its proximity to the date on every single 1979 D dollar you examine. The difference between the common, thin rim and the rare, wide rim is immediately obvious once you know what to look for. Because of the prevalence of counterfeits and altered coins, it is highly recommended to only purchase examples that have been authenticated and graded by a top-tier service like PCGS or NGC. Do not be deterred by a dirty or heavily worn surface. The variety is what holds the value. The 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar with the wide rim variety is a numismatic legend. It represents a perfect storm of a massive minting issue, a tiny survival rate, and a clear, dramatic error that captures the imagination. Its importance to the series is absolute, its rarity is undeniable, and its appeal spans from the beginner who appreciates a visible error to the seasoned collector who requires it to complete a premier set. It is a powerful reminder that immense value can be hiding in the most overlooked places, waiting for a sharp eye to discover it. And thirdly, we're talking about the most expensive and valuable, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the San Francisco S. mint mark is one of the most intriguing pieces of modern U.S. coinage, and it continues to fascinate collectors across the world. While the coin itself may seem ordinary at first glance, its place in numismatic history and its enduring value make it a prized treasure in today's collecting market. What truly captivates enthusiasts is not only its role in representing a historic moment in American coinage, but also the hidden varieties and conditions that can turn this simple dollar into a small fortune. In very dirty or circulated condition, it might appear modest, but its underlying rarity and background elevate it far beyond an everyday coin. For collectors, this coin represents the perfect blend of history, artistry, and investment potential, making it an appealing pursuit for anyone serious about numismatics. The story of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar begins with the United States Mint's bold step to introduce a new small-sized dollar coin. Prior to this, dollar coins had been large, heavy, and not widely circulated. The Anthony dollar was the first U.S. coin to feature a real woman, the legendary suffragist Susan B. Anthony, placing her legacy into everyday commerce. The San Francisco Mint, long known for its craftsmanship and precision, struck both proof and business strike versions of the coin, with some notable varieties that collectors now chase eagerly. This was an era of experimentation in U.S. coinage, and the Anthony dollar stands as a tangible connection to that transitional period, reflecting both cultural progress and practical challenges faced by the mint. The design of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is iconic in its own right. On the obverse, Anthony's strong portrait symbolizes the fight for women's rights, while the reverse displays the Apollo 11 mission's eagle landing on the moon, tying together themes of progress, freedom, and American achievement. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad, weighs 8.1 grams, and measures 26.5 millimeters in diameter, making it smaller and more practical than the older Eisenhower dollar. The distinguishing S, mint mark, sits neatly beneath Anthony's portrait, identifying it as a San Francisco product. For proof versions, mirror-like fields and frosted devices add extra brilliance, but even circulation strikes from San Francisco hold a special appeal because of the artistry and precision in their striking. What drives the rarity of the 1979 coin is not just its mint mark, but its notable varieties. Among them, the Type 1 and Type 2 mint mark differences are some of the most famous. Type 1 features a blurry S with indistinct edges, while the scarcer Type 2 showcases a sharper, clearer S that stands out distinctly. The Type 2 proof variety in particular is highly sought after, and when combined with pristine condition, can command premium prices. Finding this coin in uncirculated or proof-like condition is already a challenge, but locating examples that have escaped circulation or that display flawless detail is what makes them rare gems in the numismatic community. Even in dirty or worn condition, the coin remains collectible, but true value emerges in those rare varieties and high-grade examples. In terms of market value, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar displays a wide range depending on its type and condition. Circulated examples in dirty condition may only bring a few dollars, but proof strikes and Type 2 varieties in gem condition can command anywhere between $1,000 and $8,000 at auction, depending on grading and collector demand. Coins certified by professional grading services tend to sell for higher premiums, especially if they achieve designations such as Deep Cameo. What makes these coins even more appealing is their upward trend in appreciation over time, as collectors continue to recognize their importance and rarity within the short-lived Susan B. Anthony dollar series. For collectors hoping to secure this treasure, a few practical steps can make all the difference. First, prioritize certified examples graded by PCGS or NGC to ensure authenticity and condition. Pay close attention to the Type 2 mint mark, as this variety consistently outperforms its common counterpart in terms of value. When buying raw coins, inspect carefully under magnification to identify the sharper S detail of the Type 2 variety. Proper storage in airtight holders or coin capsules is essential to protect these coins from further wear, tarnish, or environmental damage. Engaging with online collector forums and attending reputable auctions can also open up opportunities to learn, trade, and expand your collection with greater insight. Beyond its numismatic worth, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar also serves as a symbol of changing attitudes in American culture, which deepens its appeal to collectors. It was the first circulating U.S. coin to honor a real woman rather than a symbolic figure like Liberty, representing a tangible shift toward inclusivity and recognition of historical leaders who fought for equality. Coupled with the coin's connection to the space age through its reverse design, it bridges two defining moments in American history: social reform and technological achievement. This dual symbolism enhances its desirability, as collectors see it not only as a valuable piece of metal, but as a historical artifact that reflects the nation's progress. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is far more than a simple piece of change. It is a historic coin that embodies America's progress and enduring spirit. Its combination of unique design, cultural significance, and scarcity makes it a cornerstone of modern U.S. numismatics. Whether found in circulated condition or as a pristine Type II proof, it remains a captivating piece for collectors seeking both value and historical connection. As an investment, its steady appreciation and limited availability cement its status as a prized treasure, ensuring it will continue to captivate numismatists and collectors around the globe for years to come. And fourthly, we're going to explore the most valuable and rare, the United States 2000 Sacagawea dollar with the Philadelphia P mint mark. Is a coin that holds a paradoxical and fascinating position in the world of modern numismatics, captivating enthusiasts not for its pristine beauty, but for its role in one of the most intriguing error coin stories of the 21st century. While billions of standard examples were minted, making them common in circulation, a specific and valuable subset exists that is highly sought after by collectors. This particular variety transforms an otherwise ordinary dollar into a prized treasure, with examples in any condition commanding significant attention and substantial market value due to a dramatic minting anomaly that sets it apart from all other coins in the series. Its appeal lies in this unique narrative of a modern minting mistake, making it a modern rarity with a compelling story. The historical context of this coin is rooted in the launch of a new dollar coin intended to revitalize the use of the $1 coin in everyday commerce. Issued in the year 2000, the Sacagawea dollar was introduced to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar and features Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who assisted the Lewis and Clark expedition, thereby honoring the contributions of Native Americans to American history. The Philadelphia Mint produced a vast quantity of these coins, but a small number were struck on a special planchet never intended for this denomination. This error creates a tangible and direct link to a specific moment in the minting process, a mishap that resulted in a coin with a unique and unexpected composition, forever tying it to the dawn of the new millennium and the inner workings of the United States Mint. The unique feature that defines the most valuable 2000 P Sacagawea dollar is not its intended design, but its very metal content. The most prominent and valuable error for this issue is the mule error, where the coin's obverse, featuring Sacagawea with her child, Jean Baptiste, was mistakenly paired with the reverse of a state quarter, specifically the 1999 P Delaware state quarter design. This resulted in a coin with a mismatched obverse and reverse, a dramatic minting error of immense consequence. Furthermore, other significant errors include those struck on a golden-colored planchet intended for a foreign coin, such as the South African 2 rand, giving the coin an unusual and distinct appearance compared to the standard manganese brass version. These features are instantly recognizable to a trained eye, and are the sole reason for the coin's extraordinary value. The rarity of these error coins is extreme, with the mule error being exceptionally rare, with only a handful of examples known to exist. Even the planchet errors, where the coin is struck on a foreign planchet, are incredibly scarce, with populations estimated in the dozens rather than the thousands. When discussing a coin in very dirty condition, the concept of rarity takes on another dimension. While the condition may seem detrimental, the sheer scarcity of the error type itself overshadows the poor state of preservation. The market value for a 2000 P Sacagawea dollar with a major error like the mule is astronomical, even in a very dirty condition. For the legendary mule error, prices have soared well into the six-figure range, with auction results confirming values from $100,000 to over $200,000 depending on the specific coin and its level of preservation. For other significant planchet errors, such as those struck on a foreign gold-colored planchet, values in a dirty but authentic state can still range from $1,000 to $8,000 or more, a staggering sum for a modern coin that is not pristine. The value is driven almost entirely by the monumental nature of the minting mistake and the extreme scarcity of genuine examples, making them blue-chip rarities in the modern era coin market. For collectors pursuing this coin, the paramount advice is extreme caution and an emphasis on certification. Given the high value of these errors, the market is unfortunately rife with counterfeits and altered coins. It is absolutely essential to only consider examples that have been authenticated and encapsulated by top-tier grading services like PCGS or NGC, which have designated specific labels for these errors. Purchasing a raw, uncertified example is fraught with risk. Engaging with specialized error coin dealers and participating in major auctions are the safest avenues for acquisition. Furthermore, studying the known diagnostics for these errors is crucial, as the weight, diameter, and edge lettering can differ from a standard Sacagawea dollar, providing key clues to authenticity. Beyond its status as a collector's prize, this coin serves as a powerful reminder of the human element inherent in the minting process, a fascinating flaw in an otherwise automated and precise system. The very existence of a dirty, well-handled 2000p error dollar, whether a mule or a planchet mistake, speaks to its journey, having potentially entered circulation unnoticed before its true identity was discovered, a hidden treasure waiting to be found. This narrative of discovery and the coin's survival against the odds adds an immeasurable layer of intrigue and romance to its provenance, making it not just a valuable asset, but a numismatic legend with a story that continues to captivate and inspire collectors to scrutinize every seemingly ordinary coin they encounter. The 2000p Sacagawea dollar in a very dirty condition is a numismatic paradox, where its outward appearance belies its incredible worth and historical significance as a mint error. It represents a tangible piece of minting history gone awry, a rare misstep in a massive production run that created an accidental treasure. For the serious collector, securing one of these error coins, even in a lower state of preservation, represents the acquisition of a landmark modern rarity. It is a coin that embodies the thrill of the hunt and the enduring appeal of error coin collecting, standing as a testament to the fact that sometimes a coin's greatest value lies not in its condition, but in its unique and flawed story. And at the end, we're exploring the United States 2000 Sacagawea dollar with the Denver D Mint mark, stands as one of the most intriguing coins of modern U.S. numismatics, not only because of its golden appearance and cultural symbolism, but also because of the unexpected market value attached to certain varieties, even in worn or very dirty condition. Collectors in 2025 are increasingly drawn to this coin for what it represents, a short-lived experiment by the U.S. Mint that struggled in circulation, but became a lasting icon in the collecting world. What makes this coin captivating is not just its design, but also the fact that ultra-rare mint errors and certain anomalies tied to the Denver issue can transform what looks like a common, dirty coin into a treasure worth thousands of dollars. That dynamic, ordinary appearance hiding extraordinary potential fuels both demand and fascination today. The historical context of the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar reveals the challenges of a coin introduced at the turn of a new millennium. The Mint was eager to replace the unpopular Susan B. Anthony dollar with a new series that would be visually distinct and culturally significant. The choice of Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who assisted Lewis and Clark, reflected both a push for inclusivity and a symbolic celebration of Native American contributions to U.S. history. Yet despite its ambitious cultural message, the coin's release coincided with an era dominated by electronic payments, making widespread use unlikely. The Denver Mint, tasked with producing millions, had to balance quantity with quality under enormous demand. These circumstances created opportunities for striking errors, weak strikes, and even unusual surface characteristics that today form the basis of collector excitement. The coin's features add another layer of significance. On the obverse, Sacagawea is depicted with her infant son Jean-Baptiste, designed by Glenna Goodacre, with the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust. The reverse, crafted by Thomas D. Rogers S.R., shows a soaring eagle encircled by 17 stars, symbolizing the states of the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The composition is a manganese brass clad over a pure copper core, giving the coin its distinct golden tone, although circulation, wear, or dirt often dulls the luster. Measuring 26.5 in diameter and weighing 8.1 grams, its dimensions were intended to make it distinct from quarters. While many circulated examples appear ordinary, some struck with remarkable precision or unusual die states showcase proof-like surfaces, off-center errors, or doubled dies that stand apart in value. Rarity in this series is not defined by low mintage alone, as the Denver Mint struck over 518 million Sacagawea dollars in 2000. Instead, rarity emerges in specialized areas: error coins, misplaced mint marks, doubled dies, and transitional planchet mistakes. A coin that may look very dirty or heavily circulated could still hide an overstruck error, where a Sacagawea dollar was struck on an existing state quarter, or a planchet mix-up leading to improper composition. These anomalies elevate an otherwise common coin into a numismatic rarity. Even in visibly poor condition, such pieces maintain extraordinary value because the error itself, not the grade, drives demand. This is why collectors carefully examine even unattractive coins, as a very dirty appearance might conceal a scarce mint blunder. Market values for the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar reflect this divide between common circulation strikes and rare anomalies. Ordinary circulated examples trade for little more than face value, though attractive mint state coins fetch modest premiums. In contrast, confirmed mint errors command substantial sums. Off-metal errors, particularly those struck on quarter planchets, have sold for $5,000 to $10,000 at major auctions. Doubled die obverse varieties, even in low grades, can bring hundreds of dollars, while exceptionally rare proof-like Denver strikes exceed $1,000 in certified mint state grades. Auction trends since 2020 show growing collector interest in modern era coins, and the Sacagawea series sits at the center of this momentum. Thus, the market makes room for even grimy, circulated Denver issues if they showcase a recognized rarity. For collectors seeking to capitalize on the hidden potential of these coins, careful inspection is essential. Looking for doubled lettering, weakly struck details, or signs of overstriking under magnification can reveal an otherwise overlooked gem. Professional grading and authentication services such as PCGS and NGC play a critical role, especially in confirming complex mint errors. Collectors are advised to preserve coins properly, avoiding harsh cleaning even if the piece appears dirty, since original surfaces often carry more weight than artificial shine. Acquisition opportunities exist through reputable auctions, coin shows, and certified dealers, but some of the best finds emerge in pocket change or unsearched rolls, reminding collectors that patience and sharp observation can yield rewards. The broader significance of the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar lies in how it bridges history, culture, and modern minting practices. It symbolizes an attempt by the U.S. Mint to bring artistry, representation, and innovation into everyday currency, even as circulation demand faltered. Its technical composition and design highlight advances in minting, while its errors underscore the realities of mass production. For numismatists, It represents a turning point where modern dollars began shifting from practical currency to collectible icons. The Denver issue, with its known anomalies, stands as a case study in how value emerges from the intersection of production flaws and historical meaning. The 2000 D Sacagawea dollar embodies both the successes and shortcomings of U.S. coinage at the dawn of the 21st century. While most examples remain common, the ultra-rare varieties and notable mint errors ensure this coin's place in the numismatic spotlight. Its cultural resonance, distinctive design, and potential hidden value make it attractive to both new collectors and seasoned experts. Even in very dirty or circulated condition, the possibility of uncovering an overlooked treasure keeps this coin relevant in 2025. As collectors continue to explore modern dollar coinage, the Denver Sacagawea dollar stands as a reminder that true numismatic wealth often lies where least expected, in the everyday coins we might otherwise overlook.